All right, let's get right into it. Web3 gaming it's huge, right? But here's the thing. The way it gets new players is completely fundamentally broken. And the fix isn't what you think. It's not some new ad tech or a slicker website. It's something you can actually hold in your hand. So first, let's just wrap our heads around the scale here. Web3 gaming is no joke. We're talking about nearly 4.7 million daily unique active wallets. Think of those as individual accounts all jumping into gaming dApps. I mean, that's a massive active player base. This data from dApp Radar shows it's a serious industry. But there's a problem. And this is it. That same report, it showed a drop of over 4% quarter over quarter. So what does that really tell us? Well, it means the market might be big, but it's also shaky. You can't just sit back and expect it to grow. And that brings up this really interesting tension. Which leads us straight to what I'm calling the Web3 gaming paradox. How can a space with millions of people playing every single day struggle so much to grow sustainably? To actually bring new players into the ecosystem? Well, the answer is all about how these games are trying and failing to get our attention. I mean, just think about it for a second. Every campaign, every NFT drop, where does it end up? It lands in the same super crowded places, X, Discord, you name it. Your big launch just becomes one more link in an infinite scroll. It's an uphill battle for attention that, let's be honest, most games are losing from the get-go. So let's really dig in and break down why these online campaigns just don't work. It really boils down to three huge problems that just absolutely plague digital-only drops. First off, there's just no attention span left. The average person scrolls past something in, a few seconds? If your drop doesn't have an immediate, super obvious hook, it's just more noise. You're not competing with other games. You're competing with the entire internet. And a cool JPEG isn't going to win that fight. And second, you're not even fighting against other people. You're fighting against armies of bots. These automated scripts are designed to snatch up free drops the instant they go live, with zero real interest in the game. They blow up your metrics, they suck up all the rewards, and they totally cheat the real community members you were trying to reach in the first place. And this is probably the biggest killer of them all, friction. Okay, so let's say a real person actually clicks the link. The process they face is usually a total nightmare. Complicated onboarding, confusing crypto jargon like minting, crazy high gas fees, it's too much. Most people just throw their hands up and say, forget it. So, okay, if the digital-only way is so broken, what's the move? Well, the answer is to stop thinking just about what's on the screen and start thinking fidgetily. It's a whole new approach that actually connects the real, physical world to the digital one, creating a loop that gets people genuinely excited. And this is exactly how it works. It all starts with something in the real world that makes you stop. Then you do a super simple physical action. You immediately get a physical reward. And because it's so cool and different, people share it. They pull out their phones and film it. And finally, the digital item you claimed makes you return to the game for perks or access. It's a whole journey, not just a one-off click. And the craziest part? The thing that makes this whole loop work isn't some fancy new piece of tech. Nope, it's actually the complete opposite. It's about using less tech, stripping away all that friction, and making it dead simple. So here it is, the NFT distributor. And yes, it's pretty much exactly what it looks like, a gumball machine for NFTs. It's a brilliantly simple, totally mechanical device that solves this huge digital problem by making your first interaction with a game physical, fun, and something everyone already understands. And the best part is just how simple it is. It's fully mechanical, no plugs, no electricity. That means you can put it literally anywhere. It's small, it's portable, perfect for events, and it spits out a little capsule with a secure QR code inside for a super easy one-time claim. No complexity, no friction, it just works. Okay, but a tool is only as good as how you use it, right? So how does a game studio actually use this thing in a smart way so it doesn't just feel like a cheap gimmick? Well, here are 4 really clever game-native ways to do it. First up, event proof. Imagine you go to a gaming tournament. You get a capsule from one of these machines, you scan the code, and bam, you unlock an exclusive badge or title in the game that proves you were there. This isn't about making money. It's all about social status. It's about identity. Okay, so you've got your proof. What's next? Access passes. Now that NFT becomes a functional key. It could be your ticket into a closed beta test, or maybe it unlocks a special weekend game mode, or a secret quest line just for event attendees. This is what drives people to keep playing, because their ownership actually does something cool. But what if the reward is part of the game's economy itself? That brings us to crafting ingredients. For games that have, a whole crafting system, you can use these machines to dispense unique digital resources. Players then need to use or combine these items in the game, which is great for keeping the economy healthy and making sure these items have a real purpose. And finally, why not take this whole thing out into the real world? With partner venue quests, a game studio could put these distributors in local coffee shops or gaming cafes. And just like that, you've created a real-world scavenger hunt that brings the game to life. Your marketing campaign is now an actual adventure. So when you put it all side by side, it's pretty clear, right? The phygital approach directly solves all those core problems we talked about. Instead of low attention, you have a captive, interested audience. Instead of fighting bots, you just need a real person to be physically present. And instead of a low completion rate, you get massive social proof because people can see it's fun and it works. And here's the kicker. This isn't just about creating a fun vibe. This whole offline strategy gives you hard, measurable data that connects directly to real player growth. You can track literally everything. What percentage of capsules handed out actually get claimed? Of those claims, how many players go on to actually do something in the game? And maybe most important of all, how many of these new players are still around after 7 days? This is how you measure real-world impact with real numbers. But none of this works if the messaging is off. You can't call it an NFT vending machine. That's a total turnoff. You have to use the language that gamers already know and love. Gotcha, loot, drops, rarity, collections. You're not trying to teach them a new behavior, you're just plugging into one they already enjoy. So after all of this, what's the big idea here? What should gamers and developers really take away from this whole thing? At the end of the day, it's this. The best way to turn a curious person into a real community member isn't another link in a feed. It's about creating a fun, memorable, physical experience. It's about giving players a loot moment they can actually touch.